Yo guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. This is a video on how to properly draft men's trousers. These are the measurements that we are going to use throughout the duration of this video, so please do not forget them. You can write them down if you want to. So the first thing we're going to do is to fold the fabric. We're going to use our thigh divided by 2. So I've folded the fabric by using my thigh divided by 2, which is 12. Now we're going to use a crotch of 10 inches. Now this is how to take your crotch measurements. So you're going to make your client to sit down, and you take the measurements from the points where the waist is supposed to be down to where your butt meets the chair. You can see what I'm doing. So that's how we take the crotch measurement. Mine is 9.5, but for the clients I'm making it for, his is 10. his is 10. So I'm cutting off the border at the top of the fabric to get that out of the way. So I'm rolling a line at the top of the fabric. Now the space from the top to that point is 1/2 inch. After that, I'm going to place all my vertical lines. The vertical lines are, first of all, the crotch measurements. So from the waist to the crotch is 10 inches, as you can see. So the next measurement I'm going to place is the waist to the knee. So I'm placing the waist to the knee at 21 inches. And then I'm going to mark the hem. Now what this I'm marking now is the hem, which is the bottom of the trouser. So the trouser length from the waist to the end of the trouser, that's where I will place the hem. So I'm simply marking horizontal lines across every single point where I had a dot. So when I'm done with that, I'll start placing my horizontal measurements. The first measurement I'm going to place is my hip. So I would come to the crotch line and I'll place my hip there. Now 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So I'm going to mark 9.5 from the edge. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my hip at the waist. So the same 9.5 that I marked at the hip, I'm going to mark at the waist. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to draw a line connecting the dots, connecting top to bottom. The next measurement I'm going to place is my thigh measurement. So on that crotch line, I'm going to place my thigh there. And the thigh was 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So as you can see, from the edge of the fabric to the points that I marked is 12 inches. That is where I'll place my thigh measurement. And please, I placed it on the crotch line, that crotch line. When we're done with that, we're going to make a curve. As you can see, it doesn't get any easier than this. So now I'm going to place my waist measurement at the top. My waist is 30, divided by 4 is 7.6. So please, you're going to add 1 inch to that number, which is going to now make it 8.6. So I'm going to come to the top there, and I'm going to make a mark at 8.6. The thigh measurement was 7.6. I added 1 inch to it. Please, if after you've divided your waist, it sits at that point without you adding the 1 inch to it. Now let's say you divide your waist and I had 8.5 without the 1 inch. What I would have used is I would have used the entire top part, right? Do you understand? If the waist, by the time you have divided it, is 1 inch smaller than the hip, do not mark that place. Use the top of the fabric as the waist without reducing it. Please, I hope that is clear. The next thing I'll do is I'll place my knee measurement. So my knee is 18, divided by 2 is 9, so I made a mark there. So the next thing that I'll place is the hem. The hem of the trouser is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and I'm going to make a mark at 7 inches. Now I'll simply connect all my dots. So from the thigh to the knee, I connected the dots, and now I'm going to connect my hem to the knee. So now I'm going to connect my waist to where I have my hip. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slope the front of my trouser. So I'm going to come to the front. After my half-inch allowance, I'm going to make a mark at half an inch, as you can see that. So from that first line that I rode, I came down by half an inch and I made a mark there. Simple and easy. So now what we're going to do is I'm adding my hemming allowance. I'm keeping as much as 2 inches at the bottom. So extend my line and straighten everything out. Please watch closely. Watch and see how I'm cutting it. So first I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to extend beyond the line, then I'm going to fold it in. Now I like doing this just in case it will make my hem to sit perfectly by the time I'm hemming it. If there's a sharp V and you cut it straight down like that, you might end up making the line too sharp, and when you try to hem it, the hem is smaller than the hem of the trouser. But look, I want to confuse guys or nothing. Just do exactly what I did when I was sewing the trouser, tie everything together. So please watch closely. I'm cutting it, I'm keeping half-inch allowance at the top. So as you can see, that line that I had, I'm keeping half-inch above that line. So if you see, from here to here is half-inch, here to here is half-inch, here to here is half-inch, and here to here is half-inch. So that is what we're going to use as our sewing allowance. So now I'm cutting the side, and I'm going to open it up. So now it's time to cut the back. So I'm folding the fabric for the back. We would fold it exactly the way we folded the front, but you add 2 inches in front of it. So as you can see, I'm trying to readjust this until I have only 2 inches in front of it. Now when you're done folding, because we didn't add any allowance to the front, we would add all the allowance that we need to the back of the trouser. I came from the front, and at every point in front I added 2 inches. So that's 2 inches, that's 2 inches. At that point there too, that is 2 inches, and from there to there is 2 inches. This is going to help us to draw the line for our back. Now we are trying to draw the back of the trouser. Now if you see, here to here now are on the same level, but we need to change that because of the bum is at the back. Because of that, the back needs to be higher than the front because of the butt. Now from that line, I'm coming up by 1.5 inches, right? And then I'm going to connect a line from the waist to that point there. So after that, I'm going to add 2 inches at every point in front of the trouser. So all around that part of the trouser is going to be 2 inches there. So we're going to come here, we're going to make a mark at 2 inches, 2 inches, here to here 2 inches. We're going to repeat this process until when we get to the bottom of the trouser. So when you're done with that, we're going to simply connect all the dots that we have. I think connect the dots, I've said that at least 10 times, over 20 times on this channel. Connect the dots, connect the dots, connect the dots, bro. So this is the back of the trouser. As you can see, we've marked 2 inches everywhere in front. So now it's time to cut it off, cut it out, cut it out. So then cut there. And we are done. Yep, we're done. Oh, don't forget to cut this side too. We'll open up the sides. As you can see, cutting down, and we're officially done with the back. So that's how to cut a man's trouser. Now this is just a video on how to cut it, a video on how to sew it, and I promise you it will be fire. I'll show you how to cut the front pocket, how to fix the flap, how to fix the flap, how to, a professional trouser. A crazy video is coming. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a nice weekend.